Yeah.
Now, today's story, friends, I received yesterday. And it's possible that it just happened this week. If it didn't happen this week, it happened very recently. And the story is related by the following younger man, a shliach. His name is Moishe Bleich. Here's a picture of him and his family. They are in Shlichus in Florida. So you can see him there, friends. So this Moishe Bleich, I actually have his voice telling the story, but I don't know how to put this on the video, so I'm going to tell the story over. So he tells the story, you can see. I'm going to just take you back here to look at my phone. Now what you're seeing there, of course, is the Rebbe giving out dollars. This isn't Lamed Memches after the Stalkus of the Rebbitzin. And there's a little, you can see above that, there's a voice note. So here's the story that Moishe Bleich relates. So apparently it's on a WhatsApp of friends. So he says, you guys don't know who I am. So briefly, he's a Borough Park boy, and his father's a Stolner Chassid, and he grew up in Stone, Kalin, in Borough Park. Now he relates that his father used to bring him, went to Crown Heights on occasion. It was for family simchas, probably related to people in Crown Heights, the Lubavitcher. And he remembers, he recalls a contras being given out on one occasion. And he says there's a couple of videos of the Rebbe talking to me. But I just got now, he says, a picture of me getting $1 in the Rebbe's house. Yes, I don't remember that. I don't remember that occasion, he says. Wow. So then I realize, he says, that the pictures are still of a video. So after ordering the picture, I decide to buy the video. I'm just going to quote him. He says, it's the most expensive purchase ever made. He means relatively speaking, because it's $150 for 4 seconds. Decided, of course. Anyway, he buys the video, and you can see the video. So it's his father is taking him by dollars. You can see it and hear it. He posts the video. But it won't come out if I play it. So the father stole the chassid. Yeah, so he says to the Rebbe, a bracha for his son Moishe, something ben Sarah, that's his wife, this Moishe Bleich's mother. A bracha, it should be Yiras Shamayim. Good. That gives a Gedal Psudas Tovus. Then as they're walking on, the Rebbe calls this boy back, and the father comes back with him. And he says to him, because the father only asked the bracha for Yiras Shamayim. So the Rebbe says, und zu sein a chassid, euchet a chassid bei uns. And to be a chassid with us. Now so he says he's getting this video 35 years after it happened, and he has no recollection of being there. So this Moishe Bleich, the shliach in Weston, so he says like this. He says, I always thought that I became a Lubavitcher was completely me. I stole a boy in Borough Park. I said this, and I wasn't convinced, and nobody talked me into it, and he doesn't tell his story, but obviously they were Lubavitch friendly, because they used to go to Crown Heights, and so I guess his parents didn't oppose it. But I want to add another part in the story. At the beginning, before he realized it was a video, it was just a picture. So I want to get this picture, so I'm going to put it up in the house, my parents' house, my father getting the $1. And I'm quoting him, no one could take it down because my father's in the picture. So it seems in the family, they're still like, picture of the Lubavitcher Rebbe in their house in Borough Park, not going to go down so well with everybody. But this way it'll stay. My father's in the picture. But now he's watching the video and he says, so I always thought that it was me. And now I realize, whatever it says, you guys explained it, that when I was a child, that Rebbe already gave that bracha. There's a Varna Lubavitch. He assumes that's what it means. End the story. So he says, this Moishe Bleich, the shliach in Weston, and by the way, his child now, his oldest boy is also now a shliach, his Borough Park kid. Just by the way, I want to tell a story also. There's a shliach in Augusta, Georgia. My brother Yossel, his name is Fisher. He says also, I'm just amazed. This is also a Barapa kid. He's a shliach there in a small town, and it's never going to become anything major. It's a small town, and his son's on shlichus there. This is, to me, this is like, he told me he learned in Chassan Sofer in Borough Park. I called him up, this Fisher. I want to tell this story because it's an unsung hero. The shluchim in the small towns, they're never building big edifices, there's no big money there. They'll never get many of them a minyan during the week, it's Shabbos, and that's for life. And who? There's a Borough Park kid, is there, biggest chus of his life, and his childhood shlichus is just amazing. So back to this Moishe Bleich. So Bleich, he's in Florida. So he says, no.
Rabbi Bleich he's in Massachusetts.
Weston
Wellesley.
Western Massachusetts, thank you for correcting.
His son is in Augusta, Georgia?
It's two, I'm taking two. One, Fisher's in Augusta, Georgia, and this Bleich is in Massachusetts. Okay. So, yeah, so I was actually wondering because Western, it's a Spalte, maybe another part. Anyway, so thank you for correcting that. So this Bleich says, his takeaway is, number one, the Rebbe says a word, he didn't even know about it, and it's fulfilled. It's fulfilled. How much, which he just said here, for a second by dollars. How much more so things the Rebbe said 1,000 times and a million times. He's right. Mashiach's imminent arrival, for sure, goes without saying that it'll be fulfilled in its entirety and everything else that was said. The other point that I want to make is, the journeys that we're all on, we shouldn't delude ourselves into thinking that it's my journey. I discovered my tshuva. Everybody has to know that there's brachas and koiches and parents and grandparents and rebbes, whatever it is. We're not in a vacuum. Invested in us is tremendous bracha and hope and prophecy that in the end will play itself out. And so even our tshuva, each one on their level, and halavai, you have to know that, this is a role I play, but what's driving me is something bigger than me. And this be'emes is what it says, before Mashiach comes, Yitaka b'shofar gadol, the great shofar will sound, and then people will come back, that will inspire the great tshuva. It doesn't say who's blowing it. It will sound. It will happen as if by itself. People, meaning to say that the teshuva will be like the person's propelled by forces beyond his own control. And that's the emes. The Eibush himself, whatever way the Eibush does it, is bringing him back each yid in their journey and their path. It's a humbling, at the same time very empowering and beautiful message. Okay.